How's it going, everybody? In this video, we're going to be checking out the Moyu Super AoLong. Let's get into it. Alright, so here we have it, Super AoLong. Let's get right into it. Let's take a look at the accessories box first. Alright, so they give you some springs in case you don't want to use the maglev, which I think I might end up doing. Yet another battle axe and Luke Garrett. Finally, we have the cube in this very nice cube case. Here's the cube. As you can see here, the corner-to-core magnets are adjustable. First turns, this cube is absolutely amazing. Alright, I'm gonna get back to you in a little bit with my opinions on this cube. This cube was not one that was on my 2025 bingo card. As a fan of the original AoLong, I had high expectations, especially with the $79.99 price point of the UV coated version, which, while still cheaper than the Super AoLong V2, is still quite pricey, which is a pattern we've been getting used to with these newer Moyu cubes. And the $10 difference between the matte finish and the UV coated is just not justified to me. The presentation of the cube was somewhat over the top, which I kinda liked as it was fun to unbox. This is a cube that some people have said there is no point in buying if you already own a Super AoLong V2. However, I don't own a Super AoLong V2, so for comparison purposes, I'll be using a AoLong V11, which while lacking the adjustable corner-to-core magnets is basically identical to the Super V2, so use that information as you will. If you haven't already noticed, I am not very good at describing cubes right out of the box, but in retrospect it felt nearly identical to a V11, just with an ever so slightly more tactile feeling while also feeling kind of plush. It kind of feels like a Zanchi V5, which in theory could be a good cheaper alternative to this cube. Compared to a V11, the edges have a slightly modified track and the corners are basically identical. Out of the box, the cube came with maglev, however they include the option to change to spring tension, which I did, and then quickly put the maglev back in. Swapping the maglev for springs didn't remove the catching and lockups like I thought it would, and just left the cube slower and more miserable feeling. But with the maglev, this cube is really good. When I tried the cubicle sample of this cube at Flush and Glow Open, I was almost certain it would instantly become a new main, and while it's up there, I can't confidently say yet that I would use this cube in competition. The cube is very fast for me, and while it's at no fault of the hardware, I find myself messing up algorithms and struggling with fluidity more often on this cube than some others. Lubing the cube helps somewhat, however I stuck to less viscous lubes as I have found myself having many negative experiences with Moyu cubes and slower lubes. I found it responds well to FZ Rush and Mystic, which both do a good job at eliminating friction and catching while not compromising the feel of the cube too much. As for thicker lubes, I would recommend any of the Angstrom line lubes. Beneath the center cap, the adjustment system is identical to all previous Moyu cubes that use the current plastic core, and there are 8 different strengths that you can set the corner-to-core magnets to, which I find to be overkill, but who knows. There are probably a lot of cubers out there that love having that many options. I spent countless hours going through all the different setups, and I found the cube works best for me with weaker magnets, a looser tension, and a tighter center travel. Regardless of tension, the cube is incredibly stable. I have not experienced a single pop even on looser tensions, and I've only experienced one corner twist shortly after unboxing, which I have not experienced once after lubing. The cube is really nice, and I often find myself swimming through solves on it. It does, however, experience some awkward lockups which can affect the flow of solves at times. I don't know how much of that I can blame on the cube rather than blame on my turning style. It's not something that ruins the cube for me, however it's something I don't experience as much on cubes such as the Hudong or Gan V100. Overall, this was a very good release from Moyu. While pricey, it gives you a handful of different ways to set it up, making it a versatile and reliable cube. Anyways, that's all I have for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.